Hello, hello, and welcome to another episode of Glorious Life on Wheels. I don't know if anyone's going to be on here today because I did think that things were not going to be happening and it was canceled, but I am on live and we are here. So I'm going to wait a few minutes if anyone joins in. We'll just see. Let me look and see if, hold on. I thought I was not going to be able to, and I canceled, and now we're on. But if anyone comes in, I'm going to wait about 5 minutes, and if no one comes on, I will go ahead and end the live. Oh, hi, Tony out loud. Hello. So it seems like someone did see that I did post it back on. What a day it has been. How are you doing, Tony? Oh, my goodness. Hey, Janice. How are you doing, Janice? Oh, it has been quite. I'm going, if you excuse me just for a minute, I'm uh uh oh, okay. So it looks like I have gotten it back on track. Whew. I accidentally anyhow got it canceled, went in to do something, got it canceled, and I thought, well, maybe I'll just leave it canceled, but now I'm back on. I'm not gonna even try and explain what happened. But hello, hello. Hi, Debbie. How are you? Oh, you're great. I'm glad to hear that, Tony. How's it going, Janice? I'm actually Carol, but so many people call me Gloria. I understand. And hello, who else is here? Hello, Grateful. Oh, what a name. I love that. I love that. How many of you have been following along and doing the Grateful journal where you write 5 things down either first thing in the morning or before you go to bed? I like to do it first thing in the morning because it gets my day started off right. But how many of you have been doing that, doing following along with the gratitude journal? Let me know if you have. Hey, Tammy Gonzalez, how are you? From California. Do you mind sharing? You don't have to say the city, but are you in Northern California, Southern California? Hey, my mother was right. Aren't our mothers always right? Isn't that the truth? We just don't recognize it. The answer to the question is absolutely not. Shake the dust off your feet and move on. You know what? That's what the Bible says, to shake the dust off, isn't it? Hey, Carlene. Thank you, Carlene. Janice says, my mistake today. Oh, I made so many mistakes today. Hey, New Day. Hello. Hi, Patty. I do hope we're going to be able to get together and maybe have lunch or something before you leave these parts. Hey, Sharon. Thank you. I watch but don't comment much. Well, I appreciate your watching, Sharon. I really do. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear you're good, Tammy. Southern High Desert. Oh, I am looking in, I think, the high desert right now. I'm going to be going perhaps next week looking at some properties. So maybe, Sharon, email me at gloriouslifeonwheels@gmail.com and let me know if you like the area you're in. And I'm looking for property. Everyone knows pretty much. I'm looking for property to do a tiny house community. So if your area is a good area, that overall area, let me know, Sharon. I'd love to hear about that. I'm sorry, Tammy. What am I saying, Sharon? I'd love to hear about that, Tammy Gonzalez. If you have a secret area that you think is would be cool for a tiny house community. Hey, oh, you've been doing the gratitude list, Brenda. Let me ask you, Brenda, do you do it in the morning or do you do it in the evening? And also, how has it been working out, and what has it changed your has it started your day off better if you do it in the morning, or has it helped you to get a more peaceful sleep if you do it at night? Let me know. Hey, Three Generations Iris, how are you doing? Hi, Clark. Are you styling that hat for Kentucky Derby? No, but you know what? I have been to the Kentucky Derby, but it was many years ago. But who is this? Someone is calling me. Oh, it's my brother. Let me tell him I'll call him back. Um, uh, let me. Hey, I'll call you back. I'm on my live.
Yeah,
Bye.
you know.
Okay. All right, that was my brother. He's probably confused as everyone else was about the goings on today. Oh, Patty says, I was stationed at George Air Force Base and lived in the high desert for a while. How did you like it, Patty? Rose, you're doing the gratitude list. Oh my goodness. I'm so happy to see that you guys are doing it. How has it been working out for you? And does it change your day or your night's sleep if you do it at night? Oh my goodness. Tony Out Loud says New York City here, not too good for tiny houses though. No, no, not in New York City. Even a tiny apartment, I hear, in New York City can be $1 million. Oh my goodness. But I love New York. Oh, I love New York. Oh, if I had loads of pots and pots and pots of money, that's where I would live, New York City. Okay, thanks, Tammy. I appreciate that. Hey, life is beautiful. It is. It's beautiful. It's what you make of it, isn't it? Says, hello, hello. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Saturday afternoon. I am Tabitha, and I am from Napa, California. Ooh, that's a beautiful area. I used to go up to Calistoga once in a while to do the mud baths and all that stuff. There used to be a beautiful, beautiful winery up there. It looked like a castle. I can't remember the name of it, but we did a tour of it and it was so beautiful. And I understand in one of the fires a few years back, it burned down or almost burned to the ground. The people there were so kind, so nice, and it was just beautiful. But I love that area, Tabitha. I really do. Hey, Beyond My Garden Gate, how are you doing? Brenda says, I do it both day and evening. Wow, you really are committed, Brenda. All is good. Janice says, tiny house community in Emerald Island, North Carolina. Now, I've seen a few tiny house communities in North Carolina, and they were both really, really nice. Very nice. Oh, I am a little bit jealous of you, Tony, being in a tiny house community. How do you like the tiny house community, Tony? Um, and how long have you been there? And does it meet your expectations? Is it what you hoped it would be? Um, Clark says, suggest looking in North Carolina for unrestricted property. Yeah, and that would be an ideal location, Clark, because I have a brother in North Carolina, and I would love to be near him, but my home base is California, so it would be so hard to oversee the development of it, and if I wanted to stay there periodically, but maybe, you know what, Clark, maybe if one day I can have two tiny house villages, but I think the first one is going to be in California. But that's a good idea to be looking in other areas too, Clark. Tony says we now have a growing van life nomad population here in New York City. Wow, wow, that's I had no idea in New York City. Oh my goodness, wow, that's news to me. Patty says it was pretty dry and they used swamp coolers instead of air conditioners. Easier for tiny houses. Yeah, in a dry climate you can use a swamp cooler, but in a more humid climate, you're gonna have so much moisture. It's gonna be crazy. Hey, Carlene, high desert sounds better. I'll see. I will see. Kristen's from Thousand Oaks. Oh, you're not that far from me. I mean, it's a little drive, but Thousand Oaks, I knew someone from Thousand Oaks, and she was the nicest, nicest person. Actually, she was Jojo Starbucks' mom. And Jojo Starbucks was married to, I think, Roger Starbucks. But she was the nicest, kindest, most lovely woman, the mother that I've ever met. I mean, just a lovely, lovely lady. Uh, hey, Manuel, hello. Turning the other cheek is about revenge after a person has done you wrong on stuck you, but it doesn't have anything to do with being attacked. It doesn't mean we can't defend ourselves. Yeah, I have some thoughts on that, and I'm going to get to that in a few minutes, but I understand what you're saying, and I agree with a lot of what you're saying, Manuel. Key lime pie. Oh, I love key lime pie. Oh, well, welcome, key lime pie. First time catching a live. Uh, Tony says, I'm not in a tiny house. I'm in a typical New York City apartment. But man, oh, I just love New York City. I do. But it's just so expensive. It's even, from what I've seen, it's even more expensive than San Diego County in California. Hey, Carolyn, New York. Take it from a longtime New Yorker. You would be an asset to our city. Oh, the times I have been in New York, I guess New York kind of reminds me a little bit of a West Coast San Francisco. And that, since I've been from the Bay Area and San Francisco in that area, that's why maybe I feel so aligned with it and so akin to it. Although I love being in the mountains. I love being in the mountains. I love, and I've become accustomed to and acclimated to the desert, like Palm Springs area. I guess you can get used to anything if you have fun people around you and fun activities. Uh, Tony out loud says we're seeing more van lifers and nomad RVs popping up. Well, how are they doing it in New York? Did you say? Now, who is it that said they're in North Carolina? Hold on, let me go back and see. Who is it said that they Emerald Island? Uh, I must have got confused. But yeah, I don't understand, Tony. How are people, because here, and it's a lot less congested around here, but it is fierce. They are fierce about allowing people in RVs. And now tiny homes, they're really good about. They're even letting you put accessory dwelling units and tiny homes in your backyard, and they've streamlined the approval process so you can do it quickly too. And that's because there's such an absence of affordable housing. So Clara says, hi, Glow. I'm from England. I just can't understand why you're not involved in discussing Trump's fascist takeover of America. Do you have any idea how the billions of people outside USA view you? I don't know, and I can imagine, Clara, but this is not a political channel because, we right now are so divided as a nation. I mean, and people, when you start talking politics on your channel, you just get such hatred spewed. I mean, and then people back and forth. And I just don't want that toxicity. However, Clara, I have discussed on my channel Project 2025, which I think is extremely, extremely dangerous and is the playbook for everything that is happening right now. But no, I don't know exactly how people view us in the rest of the world, but I can imagine. I can imagine because I know how if I lived outside, I would be viewing what's going on here right now. But yeah, we're not a political channel, and I just don't want to have to sling back all the hatred and slime and nastiness that will come. That's not, if I ever started a political channel, then I will discuss things there, but this is not that channel. But thank you for your input. Janice Woolham says, I've seen a lot of nomads in North Carolina lately. I know what to look for. Yeah, if you're a nomad or at all involved in the nomad community, you can eat vehicles before I would not have recognized as being someone's residence. I now can instantly. And I don't mean the big oversized Class A's that are all broken down on the side of the road. I mean just a minivan or a small vehicle or anything. I can tell, even seeing a person come out and do certain activities, immediately I can tell, Hey, 63 Clocks, how's it going? Clark Lincoln says, if you want expensive home now, visit Westwood, Northern California, near Lake Almanor. If you want inexpensive, Westwood, I thought Westwood, Northern California. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm thinking Westlake Village down in Southern California. That is so expensive. But Westwood, Clark, I'm trying to get something that's within no longer than 4, but a 3-hour drive from my home base. So that as the construction is going on, because, you're going to have to run power to different sites, going to have to run water. may even have to put in a well. I want to be able to be on site for part of the work, do part of the work, and still have to take care of things at my home base and with my daughter and her things. So I've dealt with having a property up in the Bay Area when I lived down in Southern California, and it was just madness trying to manage it. So with this being so many different properties or sites that I'm trying to develop on one location, I think at least for the first one, I think I need to do it closer to my home base, Clark. Beyond my garden gate says tiny house in Cali. Count me in for that, depending on where you can pretty much garden year round. Yeah, I tell you, I already have. So I cannot tell you beyond my garden how many people have said they want to stay there, if not if, but when I get it going. I think it's just going to sell out in terms of spots instantly. Instantly. Hey, Auntie Franny. Hello, Carol and Globies. Greetings from the Eastern Seaboard, Delaware. Talk about good crab cakes and crab and seafood and crab boils. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Manuel says in Brooklyn, New York, next to the Williamsburg Bridge, there's an entire block dedicated to van life. It's on YouTube. I saw that. I can't remember what channel it was on that had that, but I saw that someone did yeah, you're right, Manuel. They did a video on that. Patty was raised in the Bay Area, but spent half my weekends in the mountains. Yep, I was raised in the Bay Area too, Patty. Tony Out Loud says, yes, in New York City, in the boroughs, not in Manhattan. Oh, okay. There's a whole community in the Bronx. I won't give the specific area. Yeah, don't, because we don't want to have them disrupted or have anyone go over there and disband it. Hey, Graham, I just finished 7 marathons in 7 days. Oh, my mistake. They're called Snickers now. Oh, my goodness. Hey, oh, Poppy. Oh, hi, did I miss Poppy? Hello. Okay, I get it now. Good day, Nana and Poppy. Hi, Lauren from Western Colorado. This is my first live with Glow. Well, welcome, Lauren. I'm so glad that you're here. You've joined one of the best groups on internet and on YouTube. In fact, I think it's actually the best. Hey, Liz Barnes. Oh, an OG, an original Globie from way back in my starting days. Welcome, welcome. I've had better weeks, that's for sure, Liz. But you know what? Someone wrote me and said, don't let anyone or anything take your joy. And I have hung on to that because I really have to remember that. Auntie Franny, was raised in Oakland. Hey, Auntie Franny, hey, we're kindred spirits, okay? Can you say go Raiders, go Raiders, go Raiders? Oh my goodness. And Carol, do you remember Daniel Webster? Okay, Auntie Franny, did you go to Daniel Webster? Because that's where I went to elementary school. Okay, Auntie Franny, you're gonna have to hit me up on email, Auntie Franny, because there used to be Chen's grocery store right across the street from Daniel Webster, and they used to sell penny candy there. Oh, we used to take 20 cents, 15 cents in there and be loaded for the day with candies. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Yeah, and then right down from Bancroft. Absolutely, I know where Webster is. Oh my goodness. Those are my old stomping grounds. Are you kidding me? I'll tell you what. I had one of the meanest teachers there. She used to snatch our pencils out of our hand and she would snap them in half. And she would say the most, in second grade, she had us terrified. I mean, terrified. I'm not even going to say her name, but yep. I remember it well. Oh my goodness. We were actually classmates. Okay, you're going to have to email me, Auntie Franny, because I want to know more about this. Classmates. Oh my goodness. That was a long time ago. I'm glad you're still kicking, Annie Franny. We're still kicking, aren't we? Hey, Liz Barnes. Day one actually on Jared's show. Oh yes, yes. When Jared did a tour of my Glowmobile after yes, after Mark had built it out. Oh my goodness. I'm getting things done around the house. Great time to hustle on the goals. Absolutely. Hey, okay, thank you. I look forward to it, Auntie Franny. 63 Clock says, "Oh, the penny candy. I remember those days. Oh, I used to love those little now and laters. My very favorite now and later was strawberry. And next was the taffy, the banana taffy. Oh my goodness. And then they had those, I don't know, they had those little, they're like little maple logs with this, they're about this long, about as long, about this long here, long as your finger. And they were a penny and they had stripes in them, but they had like a maple bar and peanut butter on the inside or something. Oh my goodness. Wow, wow, wow. Sandra says hello from Libertyville. Well, I was not too far from Libertyville, visiting my very, very dear friend who lives out that way. Hey, Matt F. Thank you for asking. I'm hanging in here, Matt. I have some things. Many of you know I've had a lot of drama this week, which is not something I like, but I had some things I needed to deal with, and and it's not going the way it should be. So I'm just going to say this, and I'm not going to get into anything more about that situation, that I'm going to have to take it to the another level and bring in outside sources to deal with the situation, and have sought some counsel on a few things that have happened. But you know what? I just, what do they say? Take a licking and keep on ticking. I just don't let things derail me. And I have a focus, and the focus is my tiny house village, helping others set up a community where people who can no longer afford to live, in areas because they can't afford the rent and they're living on low social security. I want to have a place where those individuals can afford to live and live in a decent manner with respect and in community with others. I was planning on doing my part 3 of my stress series this past week. How ironic is that I'm doing a series on stress now of all times? But I will air it this Tuesday coming up, and I'm talking in that about, and this is based on the book, The Five Resets from Dr. Aditi Nurakur, and she's a Harvard stress expert and doctor, and she gives some really, really helpful tips. And we're getting into stage 3, which, so check it out Tuesday. It's going to be about how to identify the 5 main areas in your life that need to be in balance in order to help manage your stress. So it's going to be very interesting. So do check that out Tuesday. We are still kicking, Annie Franny. We definitely are. Hey, Trisha Ellis. I almost thought it said Tracy Ellis. I was like, oh, Tracy Ellis. Well, hello, Trisha. Thank you. Sweet blessings to you also. From Arizona, and the answer to your question is no. But I believe even Christians walk on each other at times. Yes, yes. And and we're going to get into this in a few minutes. But a lot of times, people take you giving them grace for weakness. And a lot of times people take kindness and mistake kindness for weakness. I've had that happen a lot of times. And some people, not everyone, but some people, when you extend grace or kindness to them, they take that as weakness, and then they go to the next level. It's like, well, I got away with this. Let me see if I can't do this, or maybe they'll do this for me. And when that happens, you have to rear up and say, nope, 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 and then you have to deal with it. Um, let's see. Summer Stardust. Oh, I love that name. Wax lips, mustaches. I don't know about that. You know what? I don't know. I think I'm going to um Take that. Although I do, I do have a little mustache. I do, but I don't think that was the appropriate time to say it here. Uh, Jackie saying, "Hi everyone, having lunch in Portland. Ooh, Portland, Oregon. Oh, there's a place in Portland. Now, if you're in Portland, then you know how Portland is divided into sections, into quarters based on the bridges. There's a place, I don't know which section. It's a drive-in burger place, and they have blueberry milkshakes during a certain season of the year. And I'm telling you, whoo, if you can find it, Jackie, they are amazing. Hey, Kenneth, just got home late again, but me and my coffee are watching. Ah, well, you know what? Me and my Panera are here too. What I've taken to doing, since I don't want to be drinking so much sugar every day, I go and I get, and they have a bubbly water, and I fill it with ice, and then I put the bubbly water to about here, and then from here to here, I do the green tea. So it's not very much sugar, and it gives it a little, just a little hint of flavor. Uh, uh, let's see. Uh, yeah, Remnant Truth, there are professional trolls. Mark Age is saying, hi, everyone. Hey, Mark. Graham says, still camped down by the river waiting on the insurance company. They are now getting quotes on cleaning up the burnt down house mess. Hopefully not too much longer. Wow, Graham, I am just been praying for you and the bride that this is the end of this spell of just challenging experiences. But I'm so happy that despite it all, the two of you are safe, and that is the main thing. But boy, you two have been through it lately, between the accident and then the 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 house being burned down. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ah, thank you, sunshine. I appreciate it. Oh, I've got another hat that gonna wear maybe next week, but I just love hats. I just love hats. Oh, you know what? I went to a tea, a ladies' tea at my church. And if you want me to do, they had the most beautiful table settings. It was just stunning. If you want me to, I don't think I posted any of those pictures yet, but if you want me to post some of those pictures, and I think I talked to a couple of the ladies, let me know, and I will do a video just on that tea. It was so much fun, and just whoo, they had a hostess for each table, and they decorated the tables with a theme. So many of the women were wearing beautiful hats, and the men served the ladies and walked us into the area where the tables were set up. But if you want me to show some of that, because that shows you some of the things I do when I'm not doing YouTube. Um, Remnant Truth. No, I'm not really looking for investors. Um, here's how I'm planning on financing it. I'm going to buy the land myself, even if I have to have a mortgage on it. And I'm setting up a nonprofit for the units and for the infrastructure. I may do something a little like Randy over at Incredible Tiny Houses is doing, for people who have the means to do it. But I'll only limit a few of the units to that, where if they make a larger down payment or payment, that will go towards their rent for, say, maybe 2 years. And then that will give me the infrastructure, the money to do the infrastructure for their units. But honestly, most of the people that I anticipate that are going to need this type of unit or space, they're not going to have that kind of money. So I don't want to restrict it or make you have to have, so many thousands of dollars to pay an advance rent in order to have a space there. So I'm only going to have a few done that way to kind of get things started. But my goal is to through the nonprofit have grants to do some of the builds, and I'm going to use some of my own money for some of the builds, but I want to own the land, and I don't really want investors because I want to be able to do it the way I want to do it. And if someone comes and I decide I don't want to charge them, I don't want an investor saying, hey, we need to be making money here. We can't afford to give this away or give that away. So I want to be able to run it the way I want to do it. And in order to do that, I'm not going to have any investors. But thank you, Remnant Truth, for asking that. Hey, Scary Mary TV. Oh my goodness. Now that's an interesting name. Hello. From Miami. Sending hugs back to you. Please tap the like. Thank you, Three Generations Iris. Thank you very much. Graham says the bride is already busy picking house plans and builders. I'm not allowed to have any input in style or design or colors, apparently. Well, that might be for the best, Graham. Might be for the best because you might have a lot of jokester things there. Kentucky Lucky. I'm late to the chat. Great topic. Well, thank you. Graham, I'll bet you can give a few pointers about stress. Oh, I bet you can. I bet you and the bride can. Wow. Mark H says he may not give us what we want, but he always gives us what we need. And you know what? We have to have the wisdom to recognize that. And that is not an easy thing to do, Mark. I'm telling you, it really is not. But I'm working on that. I'm working on it. And I'm working on in everything, even in this situation that I've encountered the last week, looking at my role. Could I have done something different? How to do something? And I always look at situations, at challenging situations. What is the lesson to be learned? You know? So that's where we are here. Joyful Artist. Hey, Joyful Artist. Says, and remember, Graham, happy wife, happy life. You got that right. Absolutely. That's a smart thing. Uh, um, 63 Clock says, yes, would love to see the tea, Carol. Okay, I will post that up next week. So as Browan says, would love to see the ladies' tea party. Well, then I will post it. Patty says, that's funny. I can't stand having a hat on. Really? I love having a hat on. That was one of the hardest parts of being in the Air Force, having to wear the hat. Oh, my goodness. I didn't know you were a veteran, Patty. Well, thank you for your service. Thank you, Betty Sue. But you know what? I'm putting it in my rear view mirror, and I'm not looking back. I'm looking forward because there's so many things ahead that are exciting, encouraging, meaningful, and will be a help rather to so many people. Patty Irwin, would be neat if you bought property with a house on it. You could have community tea parties. Well, I don't want to pay the money for a house, you know. I don't want to pay all that extra money for something I don't really need. But what I'm thinking is I'm going to put up at some point like a barn dominium or something where I'd like to be able to have potlucks and, you know, seminars for people, bring in people to do financial and budgeting seminars. Um, so I am going to have a large community building, God willing, where people can gather and maybe even have bingo once in a while or have games or, you know, just have a movie night, you know. Um, Scary Mary says, I promise I'm not scary. Love the Lord, and I found you yesterday and love your channel, and I liked and subscribed. Well, thank you. Thank you so much, Scary Mary. I appreciate that. Hey, Shirley Ditmark, is your channel trademarked? When you are coming close to your goals, the devil will. Yeah, you know what? That is so true, Shirley. It's like the closer you get to reaching something that will really glorify him and um equally important, help others and be a blessing to the community, he comes in and just absolutely tries to take you out because he doesn't want you to reach that goal. So the more he's throwing fiery darts at me, the more I'm taking it as a sign that I'm getting closer and closer and closer to my goal. But I have to keep reminding myself that, though. Spirit Wind View, started to miss your live watching the Kentucky Derby events. Oh, well, I don't even going to try and compete with the excitement of that. Absolutely. Hey, no country for old men. I saw that movie. I like that hat. It looks classy. Van dwellers don't have to look down and out. That's what people think. Yeah, we're not down and out, and I'm not full time in a van, but we're not, and van dwellers are not down and out and don't have to look it. Graham says had success with a new split the other day with a chicken. It came off absolutely delicious, Chef Graham. Okay, well you're a that's good to hear that you're a chef. Uh, Cooking some good meals, I hope, for the bride. 63 clock says, no worry, Carol. He that is in you is greater than he that is in the world. You will succeed. Absolutely. And isn't that from Philippians? I absolutely accept that. 63 clocks. Hey, Tricia says, where are you looking to purchase the property? Not sure if I missed that. I'm looking in Southern California, maybe Central, but more Southern, so that I can get there from my home base when I'm in or at my home base and oversee kind of as it is being developed. Hey, Kathleen says, how gorgeous and classy you look. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, Kathleen. Now, the topic that I have, and we're going to spend a few minutes on this. For those of you, it's not just if you're a Christian, but also, if you're a kind, decent person. Does that mean that you have to allow people to walk, or not even walk over you, but that you can't respond if people take advantage of you or are unkind or are unethical with you? Recently I got a comment, and a person that went along the lines, well, you're supposed to be a Christian, so you should do this or you shouldn't do that, and you should forgive and you should blah blah. Well, let me just say this. For those of you who are Christians, this is something you will may be familiar with, and for those of you who are not, it applies to anyone. Forgiving a person or receiving forgiveness doesn't mean there's not consequences. So that's what people need to understand. For those of you who are aware of the Bible and know the story about David and Bathsheba, he had an affair with Bathsheba, who was a married woman. He then, when he found out that she was with child, as they say in the Bible, he arranged to get rid of her husband Uriah. Now, David was someone that the Bible said, God said, had a heart after his own. So he loved David, and he even promised David that he would have a ancestor or his bloodline as a king or as a ruler. But there was a consequence for his actions with Bathsheba and also with what he did to Uriah. If you remember, his and Bathsheba's firstborn child, the Lord took him as a baby. Now, thankfully, he's not always doing things that harsh to us these days, but he forgave David. And David cried and asked for forgiveness, and he was given forgiveness, but there was a consequence. So for people who think, well, if you're a Christian, you have to forgive and there's no consequence. No, even when you see people in court who someone has done something terrible to a loved one or to them, they will say, I forgive you. But the court system doesn't say, okay, oh boy, the victim forgives you, so now you just go along your merry way. No, there's a consequence that still has to be paid. So I don't know where people get off thinking that if you're a Christian and someone does wrong to you, there shouldn't be a consequence because you're a Christian. That's not consistent with the Bible teachings, So I just wanted to say that, and I'm wondering what the others of you have to say about what your responsibility is in terms of allowing or not allowing someone to walk over you. And then you look at, who is it? Ahab. Remember, he and Jezebel took the land that belonged to that guy, and they made up lies and stuff and had him stoned. you remember what happened to Jezebel? Remember, didn't he say the dogs would lick her blood? Well, I mean, these are some pretty powerful statements. So, you know, because you're a Christian doesn't mean, well, she wasn't a Christian, obviously, but it doesn't mean, or she wasn't a decent person. But I don't see most of the major characters in the Bible were not wimps. And I'm not saying being kind or forgiving a person makes you a wimp, but I'm just saying they were not wimps and they stood their ground. you know so what do any of you have to say about that? Mark says the flak is heaviest over the target, and you have built an incredible community here. Be sure to utilize the vast resources and talents that the conjunction can bring to bear. I'm going to do that, Mark. I appreciate you saying that. I really do. Graham says, who called the cook a bugger? Who called the bugger a cook? Okay, Graham. Janice says, amen, and beautiful soul. Hey, Jojo. Hello. How are you doing? Thank you, Sharon. Okay. Mark says, community, not conjunction. I knew what you meant, Mark. Hey, Valeria, Valentina. Hello, hello. Janice says, whatever a man sows that also shall he reap. Yes. You know, I believe that there can be a difference between simply seeking justice and seeking revenge. And I try to seek justice. And, sometimes I may fall short of the mark, especially if I'm more likely to let something slide if someone does something to me, as opposed to doing something to someone I love or care deeply about. So that's just me. But anyhow, do you believe it's almost 4 o'clock and I have somewhere I'm supposed to be? So if anyone else has anything to say on the topic, I'd love to hear what you think about it. Shirley Dittman says you can forgive. That does not mean that you forget. If someone hurts, I'm not going to say this because I might get kicked off of here, but there's certain people, they're called chesters. People may forgive them, but do you think you'd ever let them alone around a child again? I mean, there's good judgment and there's common sense. You can forgive, but that doesn't mean when you forgive or move on from something that you have to let go of your common sense. Janice says, have an amazing day, Carol. Great live. Thank you, Janice. Well, anyone who's first time in the house, would you let me know again that you're here by putting a number 1 in? Would you do that, please? So I can acknowledge you again. And if you're a content creator, would you put a big fat C for content creator so that I can send people over to your channel? DK, hello DK. It's always wonderful to catch your lives when you actually do them. Love the hat and love your words. Blessings to you. Thank you, thank you. I do them every week, DK. I've only missed doing lives maybe 3 times, maybe 4. I don't know. In the 5 years almost that I've been doing them. So I do try and do them pretty consistently. It's just sometimes stuff happens. Hey, Martin. Hey, Martin Williams. Hey, my name is Mark, and have a great, blessed day. You too have a great, blessed day. Thank you. 63 Clock says, thanks for the live stream, Carol. Have a great evening, everyone. Kenneth says, I'm so sorry I'm late. Please forgive me. You're never late, Kenneth. You're never late. Anytime you get in here, you're never late. Beyond My Garden Gate, so nice to catch you live again. Janice says, I watch a lot but don't really chat. Well, you know what? That's okay, Janice. We're all not chatterboxes like me, and sometimes we need the silent, quiet type who take in things, and then when they do say something, it's something of very wise and of discernment, so we know to really tune in and listen. Graham says, imitation is the highest form of flattery, but theft is theft. Yeah, it is what it is. That's true. Tammy, forgiveness doesn't mean that you trust people who've shown themselves to be untrustworthy. Absolutely. Uh, DK says, you're consistent. My oddball schedule isn't. You know, we all have a lot of oddball schedules from time to time. Hey, Lindy. Hello, hello. Oh, you're with Vaughn's and Vicky, Brenda. Just wanted to say, hello, hello. They're all, Lindy's having a get together, a meetup. So she's up in Nevada having a meetup. I hope, Lindy, that you are all doing loads and loads and loads of tours and videos so we can all see all the wonderful time that you all are having. I know you guys are having fun and a good time at Lava Lindy. Go over and check her channel out, Lava Lindy's Awesome Van Adventure. Any other YouTubers that want me to shout you out now, speak up now or forever hold your peace. Put a big fat C there so I can shout you out. It's going. So, but I'm going to have to head out here because I'm supposed to be up north. I'm doing a mini road trip, a very mini road trip. Okay, keeping life simple as a content creator. Go over and check out their channel, Beyond My Garden Gate, folks. We're Globies here. Let's go check out and support other Globies. So let's go out and support Beyond My Garden Gate and Keeping Life Simple and Lava Lindy's Awesome Van Adventure. All right, folks. Oh, Lauren Alexandra, first time. Yay. Globies, you know what we do. Everyone say hello and welcome, Lauren. And there was another person, first time in the house. Put a number 1 because I do want to acknowledge you again and welcome you to the Globie family. We are so very happy you're here. All right. Well, I'm going to have to head out because I have something I have to take care of, some business and worker who I have to deal with and some road tripping. So love each and every one of you. Stay tuned Tuesday for my third in the series on stress. What an appropriate time to be doing this one. Boy, oh boy. And Monday, I will also try and have a video coming out. All right, Stella and Janice. Yes, God bless you and enjoy your evenings too. I'm going to say sayonara and head out of